Hello everyone, this is Wicked Fox. Today we're going to do 6v6s, we're going to do competitive, we're going to do trials. I'm going to show you all different things with, close range and sniper rifles, and kind of give you an idea. I've been giving you like pulse rifles all week and, long distance weapons, but just to give you an idea, say that guy was using a shotgun, he used it way out of range. What he should have done is just slide towards me so that he got that distance. And if he had the perks on there, he could have actually got more range from using the shotgun. But in this situation, you see the guy coming in aggressively, didn't read the radars. That was his fault. If he would have just waited a second longer and not been so aggressive, he would have realized that I was there. All right, now with snipers, there's different ways of doing it. You can do the horizon shots, like this, just kind of like peeking through and keeping your sniper rifle, nice and straight, and you just kind of comb around the corner. That's one way of doing it. Another way you can do it is slide scoping. Like for better players, if you're playing against them, what you're doing is you're sliding out there. You kind of get in the first view, and then you're not scoped in when you're sliding out. You're scoped in right away after you've slid. So this will kind of give you an idea. You're sliding and then you scope in. That's why you want to have snapshot, and you want to be able to have high handling. That way you can scope in as fast as possible. And you can see there's no, on these, not like in here, the reticle will actually kind of be forced on their head. And the other area, it's a lot harder to hit because it doesn't have that. And just give you an idea, as using snipers, use your cover, keep your gun straight. What you want to do is, like I said, have snapshot and handling. Those are the two main perks if you want to use for sniper. If you are a sniper who wants to be more aggressive, you're going to use slide. As you're sliding, you're kind of seeing where the person is, and then you're snapshotting onto the player. That way you get an idea where they're located. Okay, so now I'm just kind of combing through. And then as I comb through, I saw him come in through the left side, and I just swiped as fast as I possibly could to go to the left side. And then just kept the gun level where you think their head is going to be. So you notice how my sniper reticle was just in the same height. That's the way you're trying to do. You just keep it at the same height where you think they're going to be, So as you play the game more often, you'll realize where the head is. And all you're doing is you're just, scoping in. So you're using a fast scope, and then you're sliding towards their head as fast as you can. As soon as your sniper gets to the head, then you fire the shot. You just press the button that shoots your trigger, whatever button that you have for that. So you're just looked in. And then as soon as you see the head is when you fire the gun. So as these people, what they like to do is they like to come in and, one person usually likes to wrap around and try to catch you off guard. I always looking at radars, so I don't allow that to happen. But it helps the better people you have on your teams, like when you're doing trials. I mean, if you have a really bad team, it's going to be really difficult because everybody's going to kind of do their own thing. That's why I'm kind of showing you. See how I was using the cover. I made myself as skinny as possible. That way, as when he came through and he used that fusion rifle, which is going to be a faster kill than mine because I'm using the pulse rifle, I made myself small and he missed it. And I could just kind of dip in closer to that wall. Alright, so this is like when you get like multiple people pushing. This guy's kind of heavy. I whiffed on my shotgun. As you can see, I swapped over to it, and I focused too high. And, I paid the price on that. It's going to happen. And here comes the same guy using the heavy. You see how fast he moved. By the time I spawned on the other side of the map to over here, he got there pretty darn quick. But that's where you, like I said, you use the shotgun with the quick draw use something with a lot of handling. This is how you move. You don't use the shotgun to just forcefully move your shotgun into their face. You know, you're using cover to get to them. You're not trying to be in a straight line. You're trying to stick to cover. And as you notice, I didn't scope in once on this. The reason why is he was so darn close that if I would scope in, the zoom would be so close. And not only do I get a benefit of the fact that I can strafe back and forth faster because I'm not scoped in, just made it harder for him to hit my shots. That's why he was missing a lot of the shots.
Your victory gives the city hope, Guardians.
So you can use your long distance weapons and use your shotgun as defense. You know, this is another thing. You know, 13.0 KD on that one. And then, you know, here's where you have your abilities. He's using his ability. I switched to the sniper rifle, and you know, I had faster aim of sights. You know, I kept my sniper rifle leveled at his head. Here I'm using my ability, he's using his ability. And you're listening to the cues of the sound that he's making, so you know. Plus, on the radar, you see he's coming in pretty quick. You can see on the top left corner, the radar gets redder and redder as closer he gets. And see how I use the little box area to kind of move in towards. Use that box to kind of cover and shield myself until I can get close enough with the shotgun. Remember, shotguns used to hit so much further a long time ago, but now they don't shoot as far. So you got to get even closer. Now I was trying out this pulse rifle. I am horrible with this pulse rifle. No matter what I do, I try to use that pulse rifle, and to me, it's just so slow. Some people, I mean, it is a very, very good weapon. I'm just not very good at it. And this is where I'm not telling you what weapons to use. You use what you'd like to use, and then I'm just going to show you on how to win the engagements. You know, like for instance, with the handling, the quick draws, what kind of perks that you want on weapons. You know, with the sniper rifle and the shotguns, it's almost the same thing. You know, you want it snappy, and the best thing to do is just go anywhere on any world planet and then try to swap. And if it's like slow, just imagine trying to use that in Crucible, because everyone else is trying to get a faster roll, than you. So here's a situation where this guy's going to try to ape in with a shotgun. You can see he kind of aped in, and what I did is I backpedaled. The backpedaling just made the distance of the shotgun just so much further, and then it allowed me to switch to my pulse rifle. Because I do have a shotgun, you know, it kind of keeps him at bay, to where he can't just, keep continuing with the shotgun. And, with, how trials is, ammo is very limited. Here's one with like a submachine gun. How I'm using my abilities to kind of make it. I'm marking on the map, making it look like I'm in a different location. And this guy's going to get pinched in from both sides. I'm reading my radars that, okay, there's one person here. And as I came through, I realized there was a second one that had been already as I committed to that. So the second person didn't show until halfway through the room. So there's one person in front of you. He had a primary weapon. You switch to your shotgun. See how I used the box, kind of shield myself, ran right past me. I was squatted, I was off radar. I still ping, but I just ping a lot slower. And then he's going to go for the one that he really sees first, and then it allows me to get the free shots on. Now your submachine guns are going to do a lot more damage at a closer range, so you want to be at a closer range, but still use your cover. You can see I'm still mapping pretty darn far with the submachine gun. Now you notice there's a guy in this left corner here. That's where you use your shotgun. He's kind of pinched in there, and it's going to be a one-shot kill. That's why a lot of people who use shotguns and they hate people who are using something like a scout rifle or a pulse because they can't get to you, and you know it's the same thing with somebody who's using a pulse and a scout rifle and they get too close and then you can't defend yourself. You know, they get mad as well because they say you're aping. So you're never going to make anybody happy. It's just you're using what you have as a weapon. I mean, if you had a rocket launcher, you're not going to be up in someone's face, right, and shooting it because it's going to kill you too. So you got to use what you're going to use, and if it's a pulse rifle, you're going to use it at longer range. If you're using a hand cannon, you're going to use that closer range because that's going to be your optimal damage. Okay, you can see this is where you use your abilities to get out of situations. So I'm using him, excuse me, using him as like a shield. As I knew my life was getting low, I went behind him because even if they were just trying to focus on me, the reticle is going to go towards him too because he's in front of me. And so I used him as a shield.
Left, my friend.
All right, so what they got is they got a smoke bomb on me. They're trying to cap the flag. It's harder for us, so all we can do is try to keep taking them out one by one. Unfortunately, my teammate went down, which they liked because they were using abilities and shotguns up close. This one I should have landed on the thing, but we were in an engagement that I was hoping that I would have got that last shot, but because I made myself so tiny, I hit the top of the roof and didn't hit him. Otherwise, I would have killed him. Watching your tape back also improves your gameplay. You start noticing little things on, like someone on the radar that you didn't notice that was there. If you would have watched it back, you go, oh shoot, there was someone actually there. Or sometimes you die faster than you think you should have, and you realize when you watch the tape back that there was two people shooting at you and not just one. Now remember, the wells are not as strong as they used to be, so you can die in here. I mean, if someone comes in with a shotgun, you are gonna die. As you can see, I'm just using the area of, I'm lateral. I'm using a shotgun, just like he was. He was trying to ape in, and I was just quicker to the shotgun. I knew what he was gonna do. Obviously, we're capping, and he's got to push in. So I'm just waiting to when, I see that radar showing that it's getting redder and redder. Now I use all different weapons. See, there's a situations, especially in the, in the beginning rounds, they just spam the hell out of their abilities, and you got to watch the fact that, they're going to try to get you with smoke bombs. They're going to try to get you where you're frozen, and being up close is going to be very dangerous. Obviously, the better skilled player that you are, you're going to notice these little things, but that's why I'm trying to teach you about this. Make you a better player, make you make right decisions, and as you get better pressing the buttons, and swapping weapons and then picking the right weapons, I mean, you'll be just that much better. But as you can see on my screen, you get to see on decisions that I've made. And some you'll like and some you won't like, but at least you get an idea of what I was doing, and then maybe you'll be a better player than I am. Okay, as you can see, there's heavy here, and I didn't just go for the heavy. There was obviously a task in front of me, and I wanted to take that task out first so I could get the heavy. Now that I got the heavy, I'm going to be aggressive because my weapon's going to be stronger than theirs, and there's not going to be a gun that's going to be stronger. So no matter who I go against, I'm going to have the better chance, as long as I don't make a stupid decision, like running up and I see them on radar and they have a shotgun. You know, so if I can keep myself at a little bit of a distance, their gun's not going to beat mine. Now, obviously, there's sniper rifles too, but you'll know how many snipers are in the game. You'll know if there's a lot, and then you'll want to be up close because, you know, their optical time to kill is going to be at a longer distance. It's going to be harder to see you at a closer distance. And you can see as the shotguns, they make a big difference. And depending on how you play, like for instance, if you are an aggressive player and you like to be up in their face, you're going to like people to be close. You know, you can see there is 17.0. You know, and they're going to be mad at you. You know, like for instance, they're doing what I've been telling you. You want to go in teams. I had a shotgun and they just aggressively came in. These are like situations that you have to realize that you can run into. You can have a better player that obviously knows what you're going to do and they're not going to fall for your tricks. You're going to see there 5.33. This is, you know, competitive. Now here's an interesting, you know, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about like this hand cannon being really good. I don't really recommend this hand cannon. It's okay. For me, it's a little difficult to use. Maybe it's just because I haven't had enough time with this. I find other weapons being so much better. But you can try it out. You know, there's guns that you'll use in the beginning and you swear they're horrible. And then find out they're meta. It's just you're not used to using them. And you got to get better with that weapon. You got to know how it shoots. You got to know. That's why you shoot out walls. You know if they're your distance. Obviously, you know, if you got like 50 range, you know, and you're going against someone who's got like 80 range on their hand cannon, your hand cannon is not going to hit as far. Situations like if you're using a hand cannon, you have to decide, do you want all out range? But the more on range that you give yourself, like for instance, you're going to be lacking on stability. The stability is going to make it to where every time you shoot, your reticle is going to go way higher. Do you want that? And if you don't have a lot of stability, every time you get hit, you're going to be flinched like crazy and your gun's going to go straight up in the air. You know, I'm using my surroundings here. You can see I'm kind of cornered in all over the place, so I'm just making the right decisions on not getting pinched in. You know, and I'm able to, you know, protect myself. And you can see when I'm knifing, I'm not just knifing straight and then, you know, in a straight line. I knifed him the first time, you know, in front of him, and then I went to the side of him. So handling is also going to be very important because your handling is going to make it to where you swap weapons faster. And also when you jump and you hit the ground, you ever notice how your gun doesn't kind of like register up right away? All of a sudden, sometimes you jump and you're like staring at the sky or staring at the ground. Is, you know, because your handling is really slow. In this situation, how I was already wounded, like I said, get to cover. I'm squatted. Guy didn't even know that I was there. People hate that, but it's part of the game. It's things that keep you alive. I don't care if he's mad. You know, I want to survive. You know, so what do? Is I use everything that the game gives me. Now with this hand cannon, I mean, it is like a 120, so it's going to hit a little bit further, so I could be a little bit more of a distance. But like I said, I haven't practiced enough with this weapon. You can see the difference with the grenades. The great grenades in this situation, how some of them, if they would have hit me, it would have been like a one-shot kill. There's other grenades like that one, the Vortex. It kind of pulls you in, but it doesn't do enough damage. It allows me to get away. So do you want to use the Vortex and the thing? I wouldn't want to use it. It's harder to kill because you can escape it. So you have to realize about how powerful the things that are around you, like grenades. Are they a fast kill? If they're a slow kill, they can run away. By me sliding it does take me off radar a little bit. So that's why I'm sliding a lot. I'm not pinging it as much. And this is what I was using. I was using the precision instrument, Lone Wolf, in case you were wondering. And you can see that one, that grenade's more of a one-shot kill, but all my grenade pieces didn't hit him. But it did enough damage for my teammate to clear it up. And then this is competitive. You notice how I didn't scope in? I didn't need to scope in. I knew where the guy was. I could see him on the radar, and he's going to come in the front door. You know, if you scope in sometimes, you know, scoping in is more for like if you were like trying to hit them at a further distance, but if they're close to you, why scope in? You're going to do enough damage right there up close. Now this guy, he just had his heart to try to kill me. He was trying.
You captured Zone A.
Alright, you can hear the super coming in. You're keeping yourself as far as possible. Obviously I have a wall behind me, so that was kind of as far as I could go back.